Hello, everyone. We are back for another episode. And this week, I have an amazing angel guide with me. This is Sam Ritchie. She has trained with and been featured on Kyle Gray's website. If you don't know who that is, he does different decks. You said you have your deck, right? Can you show that?
Yeah.
It's back here somewhere. Yep. Yep. He's got so many decks. It's wonderful. So Sam is an angel guide. She's someone who works alongside the angels and with the angels. In her case, she specializes in space clearing, which is in person and from floor plans. She can read floor plans, she can get addresses, and she can do space clearing. Sam reads oracle cards, helping to give people clarity and confidence, as well as offering past life regressions. She holds space for spiritual circles in person and online. She does space clearing, which is the removal of negative energies and entities from buildings. She studied and worked on her abilities over the last 25 years to the point that she is now able to space clear just using a floor plan and the address. Her results are amazing. So she turning negative and sometimes harmful energy into positive and abundant energy. And this gives the occupants a sense of well being, calm, and clarity. And it also helps businesses to grow and increase the speed at which properties sell, plus many other benefits. Sam's aim is to help people live a happy and connected and guided life. And this, she believes, is going to help to raise the collective vibration and bring in positive changes for all of humanity. So, Sam, we're so excited to have you here.
Hi, I'm excited to be here.
Tell us more about how you got into space clearing, how you got into doing oracle cards.
Okay, so as a child, I was always be able to see things that most people can't see. And in fact, I lived in the spirit world. Humans terrified me. If the doorbell went, I hid. And I think I was about 12, and I was like, you know what? This is not how I want to live this lifetime. So I made a decision. I don't know what the catalyst was for that decision. I have no memory of that at all. But from that point, I was like, okay, I am going to be present in this lifetime. And then, so yeah, I was about 20 when someone said to me, most people can't see what you can see because I just, oh, look at that person over there. Isn't their dress lovely or something? Right. And so I just turned around and said, you do realize that no one else in this room can see that person, don't you? It's like, no, I thought you all could see them. Otherwise, why would I have said it, right? So then I started to like hide it and try to shut it down, not very successfully. And yeah, so I left it on the back burner, became an estate agent. I was always fascinated with properties. So I
Okay.
became an estate agent. If there was any spirits lingering, I'd ask for them to be sent to the light. And I was able to sell the properties that no one else in the office could. And I didn't know at the time, but I was space clearing it just by being there.
Mm-hmm.
Roll on a few years and a couple of kids, and we moved home. And I knew there was no entities in this house, but it felt dark and heavy and just not nice. I mean, the black bedroom with the black ceiling wasn't helping that.
I
But yeah. And then I was speaking to an acquaintance, and she said, "Oh, you want to space clear that?" So space clear, what's that? And it was before Google was a thing. So it's like, okay, well, tell me how to do it. And she's like, well, just go around clapping, wave some incense about with the intention that you're clearing the energy. So that's what I did. And as I did that, I started to get all this information about the house, about the people that used to live there, about the horrendous things that happened there. And so I excitingly told her, like thinking it's normal, right? Because this is me. I think everything's normal. And she's like, you do realize most people do not see anything. They feel a difference after they've space cleared, but they don't see stuff. So no. Anyway, so I kept space clearing. Every time we moved house, we've moved a lot. I space cleared where we were living. And if a person said to me they had a problem with a smell or things moving or just didn't feel comfortable, I'd go, oh, come and space clear. And that carried on for years. And then lockdown happened. And at that time I was working in kitchens. Sorry. I was working, we had a bar in Spain. And by that point, we'd given the bar up and I was working in kitchens for other people. And suddenly lockdown happens and I had no work. I was like, okay, my kids are older. I've got all this time. I know I'm going to learn to read oracle cards and really throw myself into that. So then I did all of Carl's courses, Carl Gray's courses, and got all the certifications. And I'm one of his practitioners. I'm the only one in Spain. And I did hundreds of free readings because at that point, everyone was like, oh my God, what's going on? What do I do? And so many people were marginalized as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I did hundreds of free readings. And then people started to want to pay me. I was like, oh, hang on a minute. I could feed my family doing something I love. So I set up a website, putting space clearing on there, thinking it's going to be a tiny part of my business because you've got to live in rural Spain where I live. I've got to be able to get to you. You've got to be either spiritually minded or have a huge problem.
Yeah.
And so it just sat there on my website and that was fine. And then a friend, I'd space cleared their holiday home in Spain. And she contacted me and said, I'm desperate. I really need help. I've got a house that was my grandparents' house, and the tenants, it needs essential maintenance, and the tenants will not let me in. I can't even take you in with my mobile phone. She's like, they will not let me in. Can you space clear it? No, from a floor plan and an address. It's like, no clue. No idea, but I'll give it a go. So I was like, okay, you got to tell me what to do because I don't even know where to start with this. So as they told me to draw out the plans, so I started drawing out the plans. As I did that, all of this information, including her grandparents' names, dropped. I was like, okay, I can do this. What was even better, within 24 hours, the tenants had given her access to the property and the work was booked in. It's like, okay, this is a game changer, right? I
Yeah.
can space clear all over the world now.
Yes.
I don't have to be there. And I don't have to move house again either. Right. So yeah, so that's how it all started. And from that came a book, Echoes Within Walls. And yeah, so now I'm big on a mission to get people to know about space clearing, to also to know they can do it themselves. Because like I'm one person, right? I can't space clear every house in the world. That's impossible. Um, so what my mission is to get everyone to understand that we are energy, and if everything is energy, so a house will take on a memory just like we do, right? And it's never the good stuff that comes easily to the forefront of our minds, right? And it's the same with the property. It's always the bad stuff that comes to the forefront of the property, which changes the energy. And
Mm-hmm.
everyone's experienced when you walk into a place and it can be beautiful, but you don't feel comfortable. Or you walk into somewhere and it could be filthy, dirty, but you just feel at home, right? That's us picking up the energy. And we do that every day in our homes. So it's like we want to be in a clear space where we can be the best we can be.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And especially not knowing that you have the gift at one point to be able to clear from afar, you
Yeah,
know?
no clue.
And then you're like, I don't know, I guess let's try this and let's see. And they're like, yep, here's what happened. And that's
Yeah,
and
well,
that's
all
incredible.
my oracle cards were saying just say yes. So it's like at that point, I was just like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. And
Yeah.
that's how I started a circle as well, because all my oracle cards were saying just say yes. And I was asked to start a circle, and I'd never even been to one. And I was like, I don't even know. And all my cards say just say yes. So I contacted someone I know that runs one and said, what do I do? Do I just follow my intuition? And she's like, yeah, that's exactly what you do. But that first circle, I tell you, no one has ever meditated so fast. I was so nervous. It was the fastest meditation in the history of meditations.
I love that.
And
Man.
that was 3 years ago now. And now I run two in person and one online.
Yes. And your circles are when are your circles?
Sorry, my
When are
circles.
yeah, when are
Oh, okay. The online one, which I'm guessing most of your people, because you're not in Spain,
yeah,
is every other Tuesday at 8:30 my time. So that's what, 1:30 your time?
it's 1:30 Central Time, which is 2:30 Eastern and I believe 11:30 Pacific. Yeah. And
Yeah.
look, her circles are amazing. It was really awesome. I enjoyed that. It may not have been the subject that I really, wanted to dive into. But you know what? When the calling was there, it was like, I guess we'll be here. This is what I need.
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed. And it's not always what we want.
It was, and one of my other cards, I told you this before, I'm gonna find that card, but one of my other cards I pulled said forgiveness, and I was like, okay, we're just gonna throw that out. You
And
guys picked the
and
wrong
you could
card.
and you could go to any deck and that card will come out if you're not listening.
Oh, I know. I've done that before. I've taken some of my different decks and I'm like, show me something different. And it'll say the same freaking thing. I'm like, never mind.
Yeah.
I quit. I just quit. Never gonna do this again. These are the wrong things.
I know it's hilarious how that happens.
It's interesting. I don't know if hilarious is the answer, but it's interesting.
And
So
yeah, I
tell
always find it hilarious. So like, okay, I will listen then.
I get to, you get to that point at some point, okay, I'm gonna listen. And then it's like, never mind, you were wrong. So tell us a little bit more of the space clearing. What are we walking into? What can we possibly see, possibly feel? What are we noticing?
Okay, so some people will be able to see stuff. Most people won't, right? So whether you do or not, it doesn't matter. Just the act of doing the space clearing will have a positive effect. It will work. You don't have to see anything. Um, if you're scared, don't do it, because what you're going to do is attract more stuff to be scared of. So
Mhm.
just don't do it. Find someone who isn't scared, right?
Intention is everything. That is the biggest thing that I say. Intention is everything.
And with space clearing, it really is.
Yeah.
So the first thing is protect your energy, and that if you haven't got a a protection that you do already, then there's a free one on my website and on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. Don't do it without protecting your energy. If you've already got something you use, do that. It doesn't matter. Just protect your energy
Mhm.
and then set the intention. So when I'm working for clients, I set the intention so to see what I need to see, right?
Okay.
Because if I can go back to them and say, well, I saw this, that, and the other, then they know that I've actually done it.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. Yeah. The proof is in the pudding.
yeah, right. So sometimes I don't see very much. Sometimes I see hardly anything, but I can always see what the energy is doing. So I can always see that. So you may see that, you may not. Doesn't matter. And then you start with clapping. So you set the intention, I'm going to clear the energy of this space. I'm going to remove all the negative and enhance the positive. because we want to be in a place that feels so good, right?
Mhm.
We want the positive memories. We want the parties, the love, the laughter. We want that to be the overall energy of our homes and work as well, especially if you've got a lot of people coming in. If you work from home, if you're a healer of any description and you've got a lot of people coming in and out, you want to be using bare minimum, you want to be using sage and Palo Santo every time a new client comes in, right? Just to keep that energy. You don't want their stuff.
Right.
But clapping is how you start. If you're going, right, okay, I'm going to space clean my whole house. I always start with like an altar, which basically candles, a joss stick, crystals, because why not? They're lovely, and and my bells and the singing bowl and tuning forks. Now I've added tuning forks because they're fun too. So as I find things, I'm like, oh, that would really enhance what I'm already doing.
Mhm.
So I set all that out in a little altar place, just on a table or wherever. And then I start with clapping. And everyone should do this because you can hear the change, right? So you clap around your room, you will hear the difference,
Okay. Okay.
right? And then I start with Palo Santo and sage. And that's normally the time when I get the most information.
Okay.
So if you're going to get information, it's likely to be then. You might have got it before, you might get some after. I sometimes get it after as well. I tend to have a break. If I'm working from a plan, I tend to take a break then to allow stuff to come in. I'm like, okay, what else do I need to know? Everyone in the house, so I go and do the washing up or whatever, right? And everyone in the house, I'm like, I'm space clearing. Don't talk to me.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh, because look, when you're in that, when you're in a even in a session, even in a trauma healing session with one of my clients, it's the if I hear anything external, I'm it's like I'm pulled out.
Yeah.
I've been cut off. Hold up.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't tend to get pulled out, but it's just they can want me to do stuff that, and so it's just like, don't talk to me. I'm space clearing, right? Just leave me alone. And they all do. Um, and then I use bells, and now I've added tuning forks, so I use tuning forks as well because it's fun. And and I finish with a singing bowl and then a prayer. So I thank the angels and guides for clearing the energy of the space, for taking any spirits to the light, and for making it. If it's just someone who's interested in what space clearing is and wants to see what history comes up, then I say for making it healthy, happy, and abundant. If it's to sell, then I would say that the perfect buyer comes quickly and pays a good price, and they're healthy, happy, and abundant, right?
Yes. Yes.
Always for the greatest good. And I've just started adding manifesting art to to the places that are for sale as well.
Okay. So I've got so many questions coming through my brain.
Okay,
All
go
right.
on then.
Let's start with some of the tools that you use. So let's go over the bells. Let's go over like the tuning forks and the sound bowl. I might know what these things are, but maybe not everybody in our audience does. So tell us a little bit more about each of these. What's the purpose of them? What are we listening for? Is there frequencies attached to it? Tell us more.
Okay, so with the bells, if you think of a church, right, they always have a bell. It's
Mhm.
not just to call people to the service, it's also to clear the energy and
Oh,
to repel any negative energy, right? So this is not a new thing. This is like ancient before Christianity and any other religion. That all of the like the Aborigines, the Native Americans all do some form of space clearing. What I do is I've just taken the bits that feel right for me and use that.
I like that. I like that. Are we
So
listen
this isn't a new thing.
are we listening for certain frequencies? Is the bell gonna change?
The bell will change, but if you've done the clapping, it won't be quite as noticeable.
Okay, because you've already cleared it through the clapping.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. But the
And
clap
then,
because of whatever it's bouncing off of,
yeah,
correct? Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
So the bells, yes, you will hear a change,
Okay.
but it won't be as obvious as the clapping is. And the tuning forks that I've added, because they do all have their own frequency, but also they're fun. Um, the singing bowl I use to calm the energy and
Okay.
to just bring everything into harmony.
I like that. I look, those singing bowls, they're so beautiful.
Yeah,
Sounds girl, I could put me to number one, it could put me in a comatose because
yeah,
number one, it's a meditative state, right? But also it's so calming. Like it makes me feel so much better on the inside.
yeah. And sometimes I've got a thunder drum as well, and sometimes you use that for fun.
You got a what?
Thunder drum.
What is the thunder drum? Is that like one of those basic small drums? Is that what?
It's no, it's a cylinder and it
Okay.
has a spring from the bottom and it sounds like thunder.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
really cool.
You're gonna have to show me a picture of this because I want to see this. Like,
I expect if you put thunder drum on YouTube, you'll be able to hear one.
oh, I'm gonna go do that then. I like that. Okay, okay. I'm curious.
I
I,
don't use that all the time, but sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna get that out for a bit of fun.
because here's the thing, you can hear so many different things. I remember one time when I was living in my old house, and it was right after my oldest was born. I put her in her crib, and we had those, monitor things that were you could see the picture is what I'm saying, not just hear the sound. And I remember one time there was something that kept circling her over and over and over. And I mean, it was just like zooming round and round and round and round. And at this point, I'm like, okay, that's not a bug, you know? I mean, and it did not feel easy. It did not feel easy. And I remember getting up and I took some anointing oil that I had put intention into. Like I took some extra virgin olive oil. I put it into a cup because this was the only thing that I knew. At the time, it was only like knowing Christianity and what they did in biblical times, you know? So I put some extra virgin olive oil in a cup and I put my hand over it and I just basically said a prayer and I said, I am asking for blessing and guidance over this oil to be able to anoint my home. And then I went through saying, gosh, what was that scripture? It might be Luke 10:19, where it talks about I've given you the authority to trample on the heads of snakes and scorpions so that no harm may come over you. And I just went throughout my home and I was like, whatever you are, you don't feel easy, you don't feel good, and so you are not welcome here. And I just kept repeating the scripture, and then I'd follow it with, let's please remove whatever does not belong. Please remove whatever does not belong. Never thought about enhance what is good. At that moment, it was fear and panic. So I did.
Yeah, I had similar when my daughter was born. I literally was coach loads of spirits walking through my house. It was like Piccadilly Circus. And there was one, and she used to look past newborn baby, and she'd look past me and cry. And this one, I didn't know about space clearing then. I wasn't doing any of this work and they just would not go. And I said to my husband, you're going to have to go. He's driving me mad. He will not go and he's upsetting Lorena. You're going to have to deal with it. And my husband was like, he didn't not believe, but he didn't believe, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, really? And he came back downstairs and he was like, oh my God, I know what you mean now.
But that you can feel.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. And when I went into her room, the energy, whatever you want to call it, felt so cold and
Yeah.
like dark. And when I felt that, I was like, this is not easy. This is not good. I've also heard in the middle of the night, it's woke me up out of a dead sleep. I would hear now as a kid growing up, I would hear things all the time. And we didn't know anything about space. I grew up in Christianity, so there was none of those things. That was biblical talk of, Jesus taking demons out of people. Not that we were going to have these same issues.
Yeah.
And even though biblically, Jesus literally says, go out and do these miracles too. Like, go out and perform these things. You're a part of me and I am a part of you. So that was like permission when I moved into this space. And I also took it as a way to really connect and feel closer, in that
Yeah.
connection. And so I remember waking up a couple of times in the middle of the night, hearing my kids laughing, and I'd go in their room and I'm checking on them and I'm like, are you having a dream? No, because you know what? The laughter had moved to a different part of the house. And I'm like, what is going on? And they're just their little kid giggles. I've heard doors slam, and I'm just like, anybody else? Anybody else hearing this? Is it just me? Is it in my head? What is going on? And I mean, it's interesting because my parents one time have been like, "Did you close the door?" And I'm like, "No." "Did you hear the door close?" "No." "What are you talking about?" Like, we've just had these conversations. And it really is interesting when you start connecting on that level. Going
Yeah.
back through some of our pictures and seeing a ghost or something in the background, like a spirit that it's just a shadow, but it's not supposed to be there. And you're like, we were there. Like it's so to me now, it's incredible to see those things and be able to have that witness because I used to tell my mom things as a kid and she was like, okay, we don't talk about that.
I had the same thing. Both my mum and dad were very psychic. My aunt, actually, my mum's sister, does similar work. She doesn't do space clearing, but she does intuitive work. And we used to wind my mum up because my mum was terrified. So at home we were not allowed to talk about it. We
Yeah.
had a spirit lady who, sure, she sat on my bed a lot, but she could be in the hallway and sit on my bed. And my mum would not go to bed without the hallway light left on. She
Mm.
was so terrified. And I didn't even know my dad was psychic until my mum died.
Oh, wow.
And then we were looking for a place to live in Spain, and he came with us. And he was in a different apartment to us, and we went in to collect him to go out somewhere. And he said, "Who are all these people in here?" I was like, "What? You can see them?" It's like, "Yeah, I've always been able to see them." "Well, I didn't know that. You never said." It's like, "Mum was scared. Didn't want to worry her." It's like, okay.
So the whole time.
So the whole time, I knew my mum could, but I knew it frightened her. But I had no clue my dad could.
Oh, that's
None.
I've walked into people's homes and I'm like, man, it's loud in here.
Yeah.
Did everybody, and I would ask people, I'm like, does everybody typically gather here? And they're like, oh my God, generation after generation. I'm like, makes sense.
Yeah.
It's loud, and some of my friends' homes, it's been the same way. So, well, let's shift gears. Let's go into oracle cards for a second and angels. So, tell us some of your deeply connected angels. Who are you connecting with? Who do you maybe see more or connect with more? Or tell us a little bit more about how your angel readings work.
Okay, so with my protection, I always use Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron. When I'm space clearing, I use them as well. So they're the ones I work with the most. If I'm trying to clear an obstacle, then I call on Lord Ganesh, who's not an angel, he's ascended master. Um, so I work with him as well. Apart from that, it's my spirit guides. One has got a very funny sense of humor. He looks like Yoda. He's shown me himself as Yoda. And I'm not a Star Wars fan. I've never even seen the movie, right?
All right.
So
Same.
this is a slightly odd. And when I asked what I should call him, he went, just called me Yoda and laughed. I was like, okay. Um, apart from that, who I work with, I couldn't really tell you because I think it changes all the time. But they're the main ones. They're
Okay.
the main ones I connect with.
Okay. How do your oracle cards work? What are you listening for?
I'm just whatever they want to tell me or show me. And
Any guided messages? I'm trying to think of like people who maybe have never dabbled, but they've been curious. And
okay, well let's pull a card.
okay, well, let's do that. Yeah, let's
That's easy.
you do
So
that.
this is Carl Gray's Angel Guide Oracle.
Love
But I
that.
will have to put my glasses on, otherwise I can't see them. Okay, so what does anyone watching this need to know today? What's anyone watching this need to know? Oh, love it. So spiritual growth, which is exactly what we're talking about, isn't it,
Exactly.
really? And so yeah, it's about okay. Sorry, I do that. When they talk to me, I have a tendency to go, okay, and look up. My husband's always going, they're talking to you again, aren't you? Aren't they? Because I go, oh. So they're basically saying it's moving into a place where you trust your intuition, right? So if what I say in this podcast doesn't resonate with you, then leave it. It's finding your own way. There's no right or wrong. It's what is individually yours, what makes you feel good, what helps you. And with space clearing, it isn't an exact science, right? So do it how it feels right for you. Trust your intuition on how to do it. Exactly the same as reading oracle cards, right? It's like that spiritual growth. If I read from the book, it wouldn't say, well, I don't know what it'd say, but
Right.
it necessarily wouldn't say trust your intuition, right? And if I read this like tonight on the oracle card party, which I do a free on Facebook on a Tuesday night, every other Tuesday, this card came up, it wouldn't necessarily be the same message,
Right.
right? But for the people watching this, it's trust your intuition. Where do you want to grow? What spiritual practices do you want to start bringing in? Look around. Who do you want to learn from? And always, if it doesn't make sense to you, then leave it. Take
Mhm.
what makes sense to you and leave everything else,
Yeah.
right? You don't have to believe just because one person said it. That's their truth. It doesn't have to be yours.
Yep. Love that.
So,
I love that. Yeah. The number one thing that I tell my clients in any trauma healing session, I'm like, take what resonates, leave the rest.
yeah,
It may not resonate today. It may resonate later down the road, or it may never. It may
yeah,
never. I've had a couple of people in some of my hidden stress mapping sessions. They're like, no, that doesn't really make sense. And I'm like, that's okay. And then I would ask them, what are you expecting? Like sometimes, what are you expecting or what are you looking for? And even in a stress map session, it would be, oh, well, I'm expecting pain in this area. No, 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 no. Let's dig deeper. It's not always like, because I do body symptoms and like, what are the coded messages underneath? What is your body trying to tell you? Just like
yeah,
you're saying here, teaching people to listen to their intuition. I tell my people, I'm showing you how to listen. I'm not just clearing your energy. I'm not just balancing your chakras. I'm showing you how to do this yourself. I
yeah,
am helping you understand what your body is trying to tell you so that you
yeah,
have intuition moving forward. So,
yeah. And with oracle cards, that's what it should be. It should be, and like you were saying, when you get a card you don't like, oh, I don't like it, I'll put it back.
this is
um, oh, that's so cool.
So I saw her face that came in, and I was like, now there's so many faces in this deck, and they're all pointing different directions. They all have crowns. Okay. And so when I saw it, she was specifically looking this way. I went through everyone and I was like, it was like the fifth one that I picked. And I was like, surely this isn't it. Because I look at the bottom and what does it say? Forgiveness. I'm like, no, it does not. No, no, it does not. No, it does. What are you trying to show me? What are you trying to tell me?
But sometimes we don't want to hear it, right? Which is why I always find it much harder to read for myself than
Yeah,
for anyone else, right? Because also you have that ego going, no, that's not right. I don't like that. I don't want that. Whereas if you've got someone else in front of you going, well, you know, you should look at this.
yeah,
And you're like, okay. And it puts a different spin on it.
yeah.
So
Well,
it's letting people step into their own power and getting past their ego.
and it's just it's letting down that wall. You know,
Yeah.
we put up so many walls for things and we stay guarded because we're protecting the only things that we know, right? And that
Yeah.
we're comfortable and safe with. And stepping into new things are they're always different, you know. Um, Even whenever I started working with different coaches, that I started like diving more into trauma and like what does the body do, and not just on a physical and physiological level. It's like your mind stores pictures as memories. Your body stores emotions as memories. And
Yeah.
so even being in a session with somebody and maybe we're not talking about the past, maybe we're talking about current problems that are coming up. And then I'm like, hey, something from your childhood at the age of like, I don't know, 7, whatever comes through, this is what's coming through. Can you give me the relation between the two? And they'd be like, oh my God, it was this. And I'm like, this pattern is playing out here in this way. So this is what we need to do moving forward to erase the pattern, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what we're always going to do. We're always going to default to what our body and our system knows. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's so interesting. All right, well, tell us how we can find you. I know we've talked about you. You have a free reading that you're doing this evening.
Yeah. Every other Tuesday on my Facebook page, which is Sam Angel Guide.
Okay.
Everything's Sam Angel Guide, pretty
Uh,
much. So YouTube, Sam Angel Guide, website, samangelguide.com. Yeah,
okay.
I like simple, right? Because I get confused otherwise.
Same. Same. We have too many new, and I'm one word. I'm a one word person. Like pick it once. That's it. Check it out.
Yeah, and then every other Tuesday is the online circle, which you can sign up on my website.
Yeah.
And then there's my book,
Yeah.
Echoes Within Walls, and that's available worldwide through every bookshop and every digital platform.
I like it. Does that mean I can listen to it audible?
No, it's not on Audible yet.
Yet? Is it gonna be your voice?
I don't know. I need to speak to my publisher about that one, but it's come up a few times in the last couple of days, so I think I probably need to send an email.
I'm sorry, where's your cards that you said they're all showing yes?
Yeah, it's come up a few times in the last couple of days in different guises. So it's like, okay, I'll listen. I'll send Nigel an email and
Nigel.
say
Oh,
my publisher, yes.
very nice. Y'all, she's amazing. She's wonderful. She does house clearing. So if you feel uneasy in your home, you're not too sure how to do it, maybe you're worried, maybe you're interested, maybe there's curiosity that's getting the best of you, definitely reach out to her. She is wonderful. I have now become really great friends with her and enjoy all of our conversations. And yeah, we're super excited. Thank you for being here, Sam.
Thank you.
And we will catch you guys on the flip side.